Don't share the secret, okay? I'm putting it out on the internet, but I know not many people are going to see this, so it's totally fine. Hi, I'm Sebastian. This is Reina. By now, I hope you know, but if you don't, there you go. That's our names. We do these things where we kind of give you a rundown of our last location in our trip, just in case you end up going. The last spot we went to was Phuket in Thailand. We were in Patong, Phuket, which is like the main spot for all the action. We didn't know that. We learned that the hard, real way, I guess. Local culture.
They like boxing.
Well, it's not boxing. It's Muay Thai. It's, Muay Thai is the national sport. And there's the Patong like arena, which is like where they have a lot of their main fights. Monday night, tomorrow night, you see Thailand, you see Muay Thai. They have a car like with these speakers that just repeats that every day. One part of the local culture, they definitely like their fighting. Mm-hmm. Two, they love hassling you. Mm-hmm. You walk anywhere and everyone's going tuk tuk taxi, tuk tuk taxi. Even at the mall, it's like they just constantly try to get people because the restaurants, everyone's like, come in this restaurant, and it's like if I knew I wanted to go, I would go.
Local culture is a bit party, drinky.
Oh yeah, we were in like the party place, so it makes sense. Like all the party people definitely out there. The culture is just like a lot of calling you to go places. Lots of dancers, horny dancers. The one thing I enjoyed was that one bar. Some guy was drinking beers at 10 a.m. and this lady was screaming at him like he had no testicles if he didn't chug it. No balls. No balls. Yeah. It was really fucking funny. I loved it. Accommodations. Okay. We stayed at two places in Phuket.
Yeah, fancy. You have a whole video about one.
Yeah, the last video you saw. So we stayed in our main hotel the whole time, and then for one night for our anniversary, we went to our special hotel. The main one we stayed at most of the time was in Patong, like legit in the fire of it. We didn't know, so lots of action. And then we were in front of the massive mall.
Our place was nice though. The room was nice. I thought the bed was pretty comfortable.
The bed was comfortable.
The bathroom was nice. We had a nice balcony.
The hotel was good. A little bit of like leakage in terms of the AC. At some point I was afraid the roof would fall-ish.
Overall, for the price.
Yeah, we didn't pay all that much. It was like bare minimum. Oh, the one thing that was I guess sad was like the lack of refills. On this trip we've discovered hotels either have like a place where you can get refills of water, like a jug somewhere, or they just give you like 2 bottles a day.
So one like for each person. 500 milliliter water bottle a day.
Which is not much. And then some days they'd forget to give those. So it wasn't perfect. Our gym membership cards went missing one day after cleaning. Mm-hmm. So that was also weird. But honestly, still a great place. We left our stuff like out, like nothing stolen otherwise. If it was a stealing thing, I don't think it was. I think it might have just looked like a receipt or whatever. Right next to us, there was a body of water. Jesus. This like sunken X building thing with a roof kind of still in the water. And then the last 2-3 nights, we spotted that there's actually a giant python in there.
It wasn't one snake, it is 2. One is trailing the other.
I was obsessed with it. Listen, if there's a giant python right there and I can watch it from my hotel room, you bet your ass I'm trying to capture that shit every chance I get.
Watching it was mostly looking at ripples and a head this big.
Only because it was far.
You could only see if you squinted so hard and strained your eyeballs out of their socket.
I take a look, I observe, I watch. The one downside of the other hotel, the fancy one, was 0 vegan food nearby.
We almost had cereal for anniversary dinner.
We almost did. But then we ended up settling for Lebanese. The place was great and the food was great. So it worked out. But the first one, not great vegan-wise. Foods! This was a fucking challenge.
Disclaimer, we don't really like Indian food.
Well, I don't dislike it, but I don't want it every night. Also, if I'm in Thailand, Indian food isn't the one I'm thinking about getting. But just in general, Patong, barely any vegan thing to have.
Like basically nothing.
And the few restaurants that were like really good, because we did find some, they're just so far apart. An hour drive in that direction. Another one that was just like 12 minutes, but it's quite a drive.
One of those 12-minute drives that's like a cute half-hour walk? No. You can't walk to this place, which kind of sucks because it's nice to be able to walk.
Just because it's like twisties and mountains and really weird. Normally we can just look for vegan restaurants or vegan vegetarian restaurants. In Phuket, one of the first things we kind of learned was you got to look for the vegan option. Sadly, we still had to go in restaurants with meat, with fish. Everywhere there is fucking fish, seafood, meats. I understand that the party people or the fancy people seem to want to have
a whole dead fish.
Yeah, like crab and fucking whatever. There was a shark. We saw a baby shark dead. Like
that was too much.
So not great for us. And even trying to get the one vegan option could be tricky at times. So if you're vegan, if you're not, if you like fish, you're gonna have a great time. Had we known, I think we would have situated ourselves better for more peace and more like vegan food around, like accessible. We also did love the grocery store though.
It was a good grocery store. They had lots of really cool fruit, which I ate a lot of. A really good selection of like everything.
The food was good when we did have it though.
Yeah.
I had my favorite pad thai. So I had pad thais in both like Chiang Mai and Phuket, and the favorite of the whole time ended up being in Phuket, right by our hotel, the Irony. The landscapes. Listen, we could talk shit about Phuket all we want.
But it was really beautiful. The beach, it's like a movie beach. White sand, clear water, calm ocean, super warm. People just went in the ocean and just stood there and floated.
Because it's really fun to do. I mean, at the beach, they definitely hassle you also about doing like a paraglide or whatever, the one where it's parachute being dragged by a boat. Other than that, anyone just swimming, because the
beach
water
is
was
heaven.
so comfortable. Like the water was almost like body temperature. It was really nice. One thing about the beach though, no showers. And the few showers that were there were like, you gotta pay to use the public shower thing.
You had to pay to use the bathroom too.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. It felt more like the bathrooms got hijacked by some people that decided to turn it into their business type thing. If you've ever swam in the like ocean with salt water, you need a shower, a freshwater shower after, because salt water is what burns. So if you ever go to a beach or you have gone and you got a fucking crazy sunburn, salt water instantly gets burnt by the sun. But the beach is gorgeous. It felt like LA meets Brazil, because it's like all mountainous, twisting roads, and then these beaches, palm trees. It was really, really gorgeous. The roads, I think, are worth their own mention. Me being a rider, those roads were sick. Really awesome twisties. That being said, if you can't ride, don't fucking try, because that shit is pretty crazy. So yeah, the roads are definitely worth their own mention, especially how flat they are. Like how nice and soft, no like potholes much. And next thing, adventures. So you went on a good adventure.
I was getting really fucking stressed about the lack of yoga, so I decided to go on a yoga retreat for 3 days. It's like a retreat center, and it had a restaurant, a few yoga rooms, a pool, a sauna, an ice bath. So my whole day was kind of structured. We did like usually 4 classes a day. One of them was a private lesson, and then you could do the Scandinavian thing with the steam room, ice bath, steam room, ice bath. Fully vegan restaurant. Thank God I got some good vegan food. On one of those days, we like walked up this little like stair pathway, and you could go to this one area, and there's a whole bunch of monkeys around there. They tried to take my water bottle, so they all jumped on me and stuff. But it was really cute and really fun, and I liked the monkeys there a lot.
That was an adventure. On my end, I was hyper fixating on coding. Adventure wise though, we did go to Club Med. We mentioned it already in the last video. I used to work there, and someone that I worked with works at the one in Phuket. So I was like, hey, we'd love to come by and hang out. And we did. And it was a really, really good time. Did flying trapeze again, which is something I used to do and loved. It was a really good kind of throwback. We did go on a hike. We went to like a national park, which the price of it surprised us at the fucking front door. Not worth it for a second. We did the half trail, but we couldn't find the full trail. It was so confusing.
And we couldn't find the monkey rehab center. There's supposed to be this giant monkey rehab center.
Yeah,
I don't know where it was.
Didn't see that anywhere. We found the waterfall that they hype up, and even that was a fall.
We saw one humongous millipede.
Or centipedes. The long brown one with the beige legs. Fucking disgusting.
We did check out the mall.
Yeah, we did check out the mall, which was fun. Malls over there are really big and impressive, so that was fun to see. The mall had like 3 separate sections. It was like a mall, then one more mall, then one more mall. All part of one massive thing, mall.
It's too big to even describe how ginormous this thing is.
Honestly, fair mention for like the gym, because we found a really good gym. Yeah.
We spent a lot of time there.
She spent a lot of time there.
I spent a lot of time there.
She spends a lot of time doing fitness. Did you know that? Did we do anything else? Riding the scooters? So I have my license for motorcycle at home, but I don't have my international license. Just because honestly, I just didn't feel like it. It's a process, and it's a piece of paper that you get, not even like a card or something. And depending on the places we've been, some places are more lenient about it, and some places are kind of checking you out and making sure to catch you. In Phuket, especially with Patong, the trick for the police was every road leading out of Patong. They do these road stops every day. There was one in the evening, one in the afternoon, literally every day. The way it works, if you get stopped, and like, yeah, we got stopped still plenty. We learned the hard way, of course. They just give you a fine. You get a 1,000 baht fine, which is $40 Canadian for us. It's not the end of the world, but it's not great. You know, you're not trying to pay 40 bucks a day, especially since they're there every single day. That being said, we only paid the fine once. I don't know how I kept getting away with this, okay? And if you're seeing this, keep the secret. Just use it for yourself. The day I got my ticket, I paid it. They just literally give it to you and you have to go pay it in order to leave in the first place. And then once I got the first one, the day after that, we took a scooter again. We got stopped again in a different spot. And they go, international driver's license, please. The first time I tried making up a lie, like, oh, I just don't have it on me right now. The second time we got stopped, all I said was, we got ticketed yesterday. Like, I paid the fine yesterday. He was like, oh, okay, which stop? I was like, oh, that one. And he was like, okay, fine, you go. And we got to go. And we got stopped a couple times And every single time I just said, I paid the fine yesterday. And then they would be like, instead of asking questions, because they're also giving so many fines that instead of wasting their time asking questions to you, since I paid the fine, they're like, okay, just go. The amount of times we got away with it is insane.
Insane.
Don't abuse the trick, but use it. And don't share the secret, okay? I'm putting it out on the internet, but I know not many people are going to see this, so it's totally fine. A few times was also just honestly the sneaking. The amount of times I just rode behind a tuk-tuk, drove like right next to a bus, like literally covered by it. Sometimes I just rode with locals looking normal. If you drive a scooter over there or a motorcycle, whatever, without a license, they will stop you every single day. That being said, you can use my little trick. Listen, this isn't legal advice. In fact, it's not legal. You didn't hear that from me. I didn't say that, okay? Just remember you paid the fine. Other challenges.
Not good yoga. I went to one class that was like kind of hectic, like 40-minute walk away. Class wasn't very good. I was pretty sad.
That says a lot because she's been doing yoga since she's 10. There was two parts of me not wanting to ride the scooter, right? I'm the driver between us. And I was like, it's raining. I don't want to go do some twisty roads. That shit's dangerous. And two, I don't want to pay no fucking ticket. Because every time I kept almost wishing they would finally give it to me because it gets terrifying when you get away with something so much. So challenging in terms of like getting around and stuff. We didn't have many challenges.
No,
only the food, the yoga, and having to be with each other.
Yeah.
But anyway, she went on 3-day retreat, so it's fine. We got a 3-day break. Now, highlights. What was good?
The retreat was good. Loved it. The beach was good. The places we did go to eat were good.
Like the few that we did love, we loved.
We
So
loved.
like we went back a lot to a restaurant called Seoul. We loved it. We loved the staff
Loved
there.
it.
And the staff was starting to like us too. I like living kind of like a local. So when they recognize me somewhere, I like that.
I mean, going to Club Med was a highlight.
I love that. Obviously our room, the hotel, like fancy hotel for a night. Highlights, honestly for me, I ended up like learning coding and shit and I'm still doing it. I was doing it a lot from our room and stuff. Just one last challenge from the point before. I'm a bit of a hermit and I'm starting to feel like missing home. I need my like little recharge. For her, no, it's literally the opposite. She is charging up as we go.
I never want to go
I
home.
am dying
Never.
as we go. But during those 3 days, what I would do is I would like do coding in the room and then I would go to this one restaurant, which is where I had the best pad thai I've ever had. That's kind of empty. They just opened while we were there. We were some of their first customers on their first day. And then, yeah, I kept going back and I would go for like 3-4 hours and just first I'd order food and coffee and then I'd just keep ordering coffees while I worked. While I messed around with coding, which was really, really lovely. So honestly, that was a highlight for me because I had such a great time and then I'd go back to the room and hang out with her at night because she'd show up again. Ugh. I don't know if that's a challenge or a highlight. Highlight for me was those roads, the amazing twisties. She could barely hear me. Back home, we have a mic set up in our helmets.
Oh my
which is
god,
great.
he kept trying to talk to me, and I'm like,
yeah, because
what
every
the
time I'm like,
fuck are
fuck,
you
this is so
saying?
fun. I love this twisty. Oh my god, are you seeing this? And then she's like, Phuket is pretty decent, just challenging as fuck.
I think just Patong maybe wasn't the place for us.
This makes it difficult when you can't eat.
So not quite the place for vegans or for people that aren't the wildest partiers.
Which we are not.
Yeah, or that don't like people. Hey, did we ever mention we don't like people that much?
Yeah, did we ever say that? Because we don't like people.
Because over there, a lot of people try to interact with you, and we weren't fans of it. But the place is still cool, and there's still plenty of cool places in Phuket, like the retreat place.
And I mean, it is gorgeous. Like the mountains, the beach, the trees. Like, it's a gorgeous place.
Yeah, like if you're someone that rides a bike, like scooter or motorcycle, you would love the twisty roads, although you want your international driver's license to not get ticketed. And also, there's other really cool places. Like Caron Beach was like really nice. It was a much more quiet beach, and it's the next one under Patong. Like Caron Beach was really nice. They had our favorite restaurant, so really good vegan restaurant right there. Old Town was pretty nice too. It's just we were going there for beach vibes. It's not a bad place. Like Phuket is definitely hyped by a certain category of people now, as opposed to hyped by everyone. That's our reflection. Well, figure out where you want to stay. Honestly, don't just look up the best area, because that was kind of our mistake with staying in Patong. We just kind of looked up for the best area, and we got this one not knowing why it was the best, I guess.
It was the busiest.
Yeah, like if your goal is busy, then yes. If your goal is peaceful beach, then somewhere else. If you're looking for city vibe, then somewhere else, but Phuket kind of has it all, so that's fun.
If you're a vegan, try to be close to a place where you can eat, maybe.
Yeah, like at least one of them, because you're gonna end up eating there a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like, we went to one place most days, and that's fine.
Just figure out where you want to stay, like the why of where you want to stay. Your teaser, this location we're in, this one doesn't get mentioned. So the teaser, we're gonna have it at the next place we're at. Hope you enjoyed this, and let us know your thoughts or / questions. Tell Reina you like all the random words she holds on to for dear life. Yes.
Rest
Okay,
it.
bye.